Hello to you, you beautiful viewers of me. This is Natalia, coming to you from a shelf where I keep a lot of wonderful things. This video is about what I keep on my shelf. And I keep a lot of these things in glass jars. I live in the jungle. It can be humid here, so I like glass jars. They're so wonderful. And they store things and keep them dry out here in the jungle. So it's good to see how a vegan lives, I feel. This is what I keep on my shelf. Let us get into it. I have a lot of jars up here. We're starting with a bottle. This is my herb shelf right here. And this one up here is more like spices. And I have one down there that has tea cups for tea. And this is the teas that I make. In this Fearless jar, I have St. John's wort, which is really good for depression. Don't fucking be afraid to buy St. John's wort and admit that you make tea, because it balances the equilibrium in the brain chemistry. This stuff is so good. Alright. Vitamin D. Vitamin B12. These are drops. This is like a ash, and it's supposed to bind with toxins in the body, and then you poop it out. Astragalus root. You know I love seaweeds. Here's my dispenser of kelp granules. I just pour that over my food to give it minerals. Here is a jar of arame seaweed. I love to put that in soups, make seaweed soups. I love Japanese food. This is a jar of cacao beans that I harvested the cacao pods. I fermented them and then I dried them, and now I got a big jar of cacao. I make chocolate, and that's one way I do it. I have a little packet of nettle root, and here I have, which one is this? I think it is probably nettle leaves. Nettles are high in iron. That's one reason why I take it, and it gets mucus out of the colon. It maintains the colon. It puts iron in the blood. It's a cleanser. This is a jar of moringa leaf. My friend was giving me massive amounts of moringa leaf. It's a leaf that grows here in Hawaii. It's a beautiful herb. You can put it in a salad. I chose to dry it, and I can just make a tea out of it. What is it good for? It's high in iron. I love iron. Iron man. I am iron woman. I think it's licorice root. I think it's dandelion root. This is comfrey leaf. I had it. It was picked locally by a friend. I was standing right next to her. She's like, here's some comfrey leaf. So I took it home and dried it. It's pretty crunchy, like a chip. Listen to that. This is a jar of horsetail herb, which is filled with silica, I believe it is. A mineral called silica, which makes your bones strong, which makes your skin glow. It's a beauty mineral. Green bancha tea and some matcha tea, which is also a green tea, but it's fermented. It's different. This is a bottle of olive oil, and I stuck a beautiful picture of Audrey Hepburn on it, who happens to be my favorite actress. Okay, top shelf. The spices. Really love fresh ground pepper. This is my peppercorn. Shika shika shika. Sea salt and cayenne powder. Pink Hawaiian sea salt. Nutmeg, more bancha green tea, and more cayenne powder to refill my jars. Oh, this is so not Satvik. This is garlic. This is garlic, and this is onion flakes. This is cumin seed for when I do wonderful Indian dishes. Oh my god. These are cloves. They're anti-parasitical, so I chew on them. I can make tea with them too. I love curry. I have purple dried corn and a chunk of pink Himalayan sea salt. A beautiful Italian herb blend. It is so aromatic and so beautiful. And then I also have a jar of celery seed. When I mix celery seed with salt and I sprinkle it on something like, a potato dish, oh my god, it is so delicious. Or putting it in a soup, wow. My refill of black peppercorn. This is cumin, and this is like a barbecue type of a shakeable spice that you can just shake on things, and it's got spicy chili powder and things like that in it. I got oregano, I got coriander, I got savory, I have thyme, and a little bit further over here on my other part of my shelf I have some noni that I picked that I'm keeping on the shelf for medicinal purposes, and I love it so much. This is hibiscus, so I can make like gorgeous red teas. And this is a container of like fennel and nettle tea. Okay, you know what? I forgot that I totally have a superfood shelf. Ha! So, here's what I have on my superfood shelf. This is camu powder, which is like dried berries powdered, and they're high in vitamin C. And I like to entertain myself by putting pictures of rock stars and people that I love on my jars. So this is my Mick Jagger brand of camu powder. And this is my Frank Zappa jar of nutritional yeast. It's not a superfood, but it's an entertaining flavor. Here's my Mick Jagger and David Bowie jar, but there's nothing in it, but I'm gonna fill it with something special. This is my jar of MSM powder. Drink MSM in some water, and it pretty much removes like tightness out of the muscles and in the back and stuff. My picture of Eddie Brigatti and Felix Cavalier because I'm inspired by them. This is a jar pretty much of raisins and mulberries and goji berries. This is a jar of maca powder mixed with hemp powder as well. It's like a protein aphrodisiac powder blend. Yes, I do. Here's a bottle of acai powder, chia seeds. This is my Monkeys jar, sans Peter Tork, 1969, of cacao powder. This is a jar, even though it's a jam jar, it's a jar with Incan berries in it. Poha berries, also known as gooseberries. Different names in different countries. This is a jar of wild jungle peanuts, raw peanuts from South America. A jar of cinnamon. I love cinnamon. I pretty much have cinnamon on something every day. Another jar of cacao nibs. I got powder, I got beans, I got nibs, and I got freaking Ziggy Stardust David Bowie on my brand of cacao. These are some of the things that say, you know, me, Natalia as a vegan, keeps on my shelf from my personal life. Like I said, I happen to be into medicinal things, and food is medicine, so that's a perspective of why my shelf happens to be like this. It's maintenance of health. So there you have it. Thank you for watching.